I think getting educated about the grief process and also about suicide in general is important, and having those real conversations with their students, if they're a teacher, or also their child.
Guarding against and educating people about suicide is important work. Support for those affected after a suicide can often decrease future suicides. Jackson County Mental Health responds to help reduce the potential ripple effects of suicide.
Hi, I'm Bill Mintz with Jackson County Close-Up. We're here today with Kristen Fedek. Kristen is the Suicide Prevention Coordinator at your Jackson County Mental Health Department, and she's here to talk about something that has really been in the news a lot lately, and that's suicide here in Jackson County. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah.
We're aware of a lot of effort that goes into preventing suicide, but when one actually does occur, what are some possible dangers that may come up afterwards?
So people that are possibly at risk already could be at further heightened risk, and so that's something that we need to kind of quickly assess. And we kind of quickly assess who might be those people, maybe in a school setting, that knew them, that were close friends. Any students that are already kind of on the school counselor radar that may already be at risk. So we can check in with them and ensure that they know that there's extra supports and people that are caring, and this is what you do, and kind of maybe even developing safety plans for them.
So when a suicide happens in our community, what steps are taken to prevent further suicides?
Yeah, so the term is contagion. That's what we're working to prevent. So another piece of what we do is preventing suicide after one occurs. And so that's actually called postvention. And I'm one of the postvention trainers here in our community. We actually have 15 people that got trained, and we're able to do kind of trainings in the community talking about how do we support individuals in that grief process, and also the trauma and shock that occurs when finding out about a suicide.
Kristen, what advice would you give any parent on how to talk to their kids that may have been impacted by a suicide?
I think getting educated about the grief process and also about suicide in general is important, and having those real conversations with their students, if they're a teacher, or also their child. Having those conversations saying, hey, I'm a safe adult. If you're worried about a friend or anyone else, you can come to me and talk to me. And then, being able to connect them with resources. I think just opening up that conversation now is super important, because it may be 3 years, 2 years, a week from now that they might determine that there's somebody around them that's at risk.